Россияне достойны правды. Вы достойны того, чтобы узнать факты. The atrocities committed by Russian troops in Bucha, Irpin and elsewhere in Ukraine have horrified the world. Civilians massacred, shot dead with their hands tied, women raped in front of their young children, bodies crudely burned, dumped in mass graves or just left lying in the street. The reports are so shocking and so sickening, it's no wonder your government is seeking to hide them from you. Your president knows that if you could see what was happening, you would not support his war. He knows that these crimes betray the trust of every Russian mother who proudly waves goodbye to her son as he heads off to join the military. And he knows that they are a stain on the honour of Russia itself, a stain that will only grow larger and more indelible every day as this war continues. But don't just take my word for it. All you need is a VPN connection to access independent information from anywhere in the world. And when you find the truth, share it. Those responsible will be held to account, and history will remember who looked the other way. Ваш президент обвиняется в совершении военных преступлений, но я не верю, что он действует от вашего имени.
Sky's chief political correspondent John Craig is in Westminster. So it's interesting, isn't it? Clearly trying to get around these restrictions on what the Russian people are being told.
Yes, the bit of Russian right at the end meant your president stands accused of committing war crimes, but I cannot believe he's acting in your name. And the bit at the beginning was the Russian people deserve the truth, you deserve the truth. Some may find this act a bit provocative, especially that line just before the bit of Russian at the end. History will remember who looked the other way. I mean, this follows the Prime Minister at PMQ's last week talking about no backsliding on sanctions. Clearly irritation from the Prime Minister and indeed the British government about some of the European countries and their reluctance to get really tough with the Russians on sanctions. But this is obviously a move to try and influence public opinion in Russia, and some will be impressed by his command of the Russian language, but this is a first, really. What we don't know at this stage is whether this is something President Zelensky's asked him to do or whether it's the Prime Minister's own idea. But it's certainly eye-catching, and be interesting to see what reaction it provokes from the Russians, who've already singled out Boris Johnson as they're one of their leading opponents during this war, and I think we can probably call it a propaganda war as well.